fantastic spectacle here as we get towards our cross-console finals, Dan. We've got two of the most attacking, flair-filled players on our stage right now. It certainly is going to be an absolute show between these two. The question is, can USTUN step up and take the throne of the Prince?
I know TEKKZ is a little bit nervous going into this, and sure, USTUN's going to be as well. It's a nerve-wracking situation being on a stage in a grand final.
But also, I think that USTUN's kind of got that mentality of, I've got nothing to lose here. If he goes down in the final, no one will be surprised. F2TEKKZ, a phenomenal player. He's got all the accolades you could possibly wish for up until this point in the season. I think that takes the pressure off his shoulders a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, they've both done their job in terms of achieving Global Series ranking points. There's nothing to play for in terms of that for these two players. They've already secured 1,500, but now it's for prize money. Now it's for pride.
Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Our cross-console finals is underway. It's F2TEKKZ taking on M10 USTUN. And there's one thing we can almost guarantee in this. There's going to be excitement, there's going to be goals, and there's going to be some incredible FIFA 19 coming your way.
Key factor, I didn't say there'd be goals. There's not going to be a curse. It means we might actually get some goals, but it's USTUN right from the get-go.
Big chance early on. Ronaldo times the shot perfectly, but the defender gets the block in just in time there for F2TEKKZ. Now Mbappe's going to bring it away down this left-hand side. Now, what are your thoughts on this, Dan? I want to talk to you about the 4-4-2. How do you think that's going to impact this game?
4-2-2 is what you want to do against TEKKZ, to be honest. You want to get two strikers involved. You really want to put him under a little bit of pressure. You can spread things out to the wings then as well. You really just know that TEKKZ is going to be struggling if you can play balls out wide.
Well, here is TEKKZ on the attack now. Cristiano Ronaldo just gets dispossessed by Marcelo, who was possibly thinking about pulling the trigger in and around that 18-yard box. But this has been a solid start for both players at the moment. Not too many risks being taken, not too many obvious chances, obviously just a few moments into the game. But I know it sounds surprising to say, but every time one of these players go forward, you almost expect something to happen.
But I think what we've learned, Mark, from this tournament is it's the players who are taking those risks who are succeeding. That's why both of these players are in this grand final. They haven't just sat back and defended and absorbed pressure. They've attacked their opponents and they've been rewarded for it.
USTUN trying to find the ball through to Neymar there. Couldn't quite squeeze it between the two defenders. And now TEKKZ is going to have the opportunity to bring it away. And Varane now on the ball. He's going to spread this out to Marcelo. And this is something that TEKKZ does a lot, Dan. Looks to get those fullbacks involved and looks to get that ball in behind down the line.
Yeah, when he notices there's some blue shirts going towards him or whatever shirt his opponent is wearing, he's not just going to play passes into it. He's not going to give an easy opportunity for his opponent to tackle him. So he switches the play. He looks for space. It's something he's phenomenal at doing.
Well, here's Vieira then. Hullit's going to join the attack as well for TEKKZ. He takes it first time. The shot is deflected just wide of the target. Now there will be a set piece here for F2TEKKZ. It might be a little bit of a pause in play for a moment. But the 4-4-2 I want to kind of focus on a little bit more because it has been a formation, as we say, with those two strikers, which has caused TEKKZ problems. Do you reckon that's in the back of his mind a little bit? Because I spoke to him at breakfast, and I know that's almost become a meme at this point because we've said it so much, but he was saying that the formations he struggles against are the ones with two men up top. He was worried about playing Resende earlier today with the 3-5-2. Do you think it's in the back of his mind at all?
I think it'll be something he'll be well aware of. It's because the 4-2-3-1 that we see so often, the two central defensive midfielders usually run the show. However, when you see a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2, often they can be contained by the two midfielders opposing them.
Well, here is a chance for TEKKZ then. Ronaldo's got round the back, R9. Dragged back inside the box now, finds Mbappe. Elastico 1, Elastico 2, Elastico 3. Doesn't find it, but Ronaldo finds the opportunity, but a big save from David De Gea. In the last game we saw it was TEKKZ who was saved by the Spaniard. This time, USTUN's got him to thank.
And it's almost becoming a speciality now to see those 4 attempted Elasticos from TEKKZ. And he's trying it in a grand final when he's tied up at 0-0. The confidence flowing through this boy's veins is absolutely unreal.
Now he's coming forward once again. Marcelo again down this left-hand side, and that's some classic TEKKZ. Finding Mbappe now. They'll play the ball back to Marcelo. Well defended, though, by USTUN. And I think that USTUN's confidence will grow the longer that he's able to keep TEKKZ at bay. Big opportunity here. Ronaldo's in. No, it's actually Neymar who strikes the post. And TEKKZ has had 2 big chances now. But the game is still tied up at 0-0.
TEKKZ was on the side of Lady Luck in his console final. He even said himself, why can't I sit on the same side of the stage? I want De Gea to perform that well. I want the posts to be doing what they did in their console final. Well, now it's coming back to bite him, it would seem, in this grand final.
There's some space here for Hullit. Sorry to cut you off, Dan, because Vieira's looking like he's going to be dangerous here. Ball into our CR7, and it's De Gea having to make a big save again. Both goalkeepers performing to an incredible standard to start this one off.
But you mentioned confidence, and you said, is USTUN going to be confident? He should be. You saw on the right-hand side of your screen, we had the PS4 leaders. He's up to 5th in the leaderboards now. An absolutely incredible rise from 21st, and that's what one good tournament can do for you. And then on the other side, TEKKZ is now 6,000 Global Series points ahead of Dasari. Absolutely incredible stuff.
Look at the space in behind here for Eusebio. Big chance here. Oh, the deflection comes in. Rio Ferdinand just got enough on that one to send it wide. It was actually the referee who pulls it back for an offside decision, but USTUN showing that he's got that ability to get in behind TEKKZ's defence.
And that's because if you do kind of play the ball out wide, if you go for those lofted through balls when TEKKZ brings those fullbacks out of position, you can expose him. We've seen many a player do it across the past few tournaments as well. So USTUN's done his research, he's studied, and he's actually trying to target those weaknesses of TEKKZ.
Big chances at both ends then. Still tied up at 0-0 though, after 33 minutes in our first leg. Ferdinand and Neymar having a real battle there, and a lax pass there from USTUN has given the ball back to TEKKZ. TEKKZ flicks it up, looks towards the back post.
Oh, keeper
lovely
movement.
Goalkeeper movement. We were saying, I think USTUN saw the matchup at the back post there, knew that he wasn't going to win that header, so decided to rely on his goalkeeper movement, and it paid off.
The natural angle to be positioning and placing that header is that top left-hand corner. We know Cristiano Ronaldo is going to beat Marcelo in the air, but so did USTUN. And it is so incredible for him to actually make that risk and say, I'm going to move my keeper. Because if TEKKZ had saw it coming, he might have tried to nod it the other way and he could have been a goal up.
Big chances for both players then. No one able to take them so far. Now it's USTUN's turn to go forward. Vieira just striding forward.
Oh my goodness.
It was the Chicharito-esque header there from Cristiano Ronaldo. Trying to flick that one back over. Create enough power to maybe loop it over the head of David De Gea, but now TEKKZ is in behind once more. Cristiano Ronaldo playing in that right attacking midfield positions, got past his man. Neymar's inside the box. Oh, it's just wide of the upright once more.
Not quite time to perfection. It's one thing that TEKKZ has been doing all tournament long, is hitting those green, but he's not quite there just yet. But he's just warming up in this grand final, and you saw the wide eyes once again of USTUN of just saying, okay, I got away with that there.
Again, space in a wide area here for TEKKZ. Mbappe bullies his way past one. The ball luckily breaks.
Oh,
no! What a mistake there from TEKKZ.
Oh, and he's holding down RB because he's getting ready to shoot, or he's on the PS4, so he's holding down R1. It's something we've got to remember as well. He's playing with a different controller, not the controller he's used to.
Mbappe then. Maybe this is where TEKKZ makes good on that mistake. He's inside the box, the Frenchman finds Hullet. Great little bit of play here, went for that first time shot, and I mean, it's been an action-packed first half. But the most important statistic is the one at the top of your screen, and that is 0-0 between these two players.
Which I think TEKKZ will be relatively happy with, considering it is on the PlayStation, his unfamiliar console. And it did surprise me that USTUN chose PS4 first. We saw what happened in Atlanta. Tuga made this decision. He chose PS4, and TEKKZ just ran a riot on his PlayStation, and then he dominated on the Xbox as well.
So we're back underway then. Second half of the first leg. TEKKZ will have the ball here from the restart. Hullet into R9. Little bit of space for Ronaldo. De Gea forced into a save. Was a fairly comfortable save this time for the Spaniard, down to his right-hand side. TEKKZ takes it short once more. Looks to get the ball in the air. Ronaldo's there. It's actually Rafael Varane who rises tallest and gives TEKKZ the lead.
And we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and all of his statistics and his attacking position. Well, Varane can get the job done as well. Maybe we'll stick him at right CAM and see what he can do to Marcelo. And that's exactly what TEKKZ needed now. He's been dominating the possession, but he wasn't able to show anything for it. Finally gets his breakthrough. And now it means USTUN is going to have to answer back.
And I don't think that changes too much as far as game plan for USTUN is concerned. He's still going to go forward. He's still going to be aggressive. He knows himself that he is liable to concede a goal or two. It's all about if he can score more than he lets in. Vieira then picks up the ball. Hullet finds the ball in towards the striker there, but well defended by TEKKZ.
But we look at the games where USTUN struggled this tournament. I mean, yes, okay, he was able to get a victory. He is unbeaten, as is TEKKZ. However, he had very close games against players who kept the ball away from him, and TEKKZ is doing just that. He is really depriving USTUN of possession here, not allowing even a glimmer of getting that ball.
Will be a throw in here to USTUN on this left-hand side. Again, TEKKZ just doing such a good job of applying pressure to USTUN, not letting him settle in any kind of way in this game. Mbappe now. Vieira's going to come forward. There is a little bit of space in behind here. It's actually Hullet now on the ball, just waiting for the ball. Finds the ball into R9 now. Mbappe inside the box. TEKKZ takes that shot first time! And Mbappe finds the top right-hand corner.
And for all the goalkeeper movement that we've seen, this time the keeper is planted. No keeper movement, and Mbappe, it's a finesse from outside the box. It's paying homage to the old meta, but TEKKZ is still able to pull it out. And now he gets that 2-goal cushion on his unfamiliar console. And things have gone from bad to worse now for USTUN.
2 Frenchmen on the score sheet for F2TEKKZ. Raphael Varane first, Kylian Mbappe second. Now what has USTUN got? Has he got the steal to get back into this one? Just past the hour mark now in our first leg. Vieira coming forward, tries to sneak it through to Hullet. But TEKKZ's defence, again, has been absolutely superb.
And that's why he's conceded the least amount of goals when we look at these two players. He's only conceded 19 in 9 games.
Look at the pace of Mbappe then towards the back post. It's 3, just like that. Blink and you'll miss it. F2TEKKZ is just turning it on now in Singapore. And finally, Cristiano Ronaldo is the one on the score sheet.
And a confident, flowing TEKKZ, we know, is a terrifying one. This could be more than just 3, it could be 4, it could be 5 on the PlayStation. And then when it gets to the Xbox, oh boy, are we in for a treat. That's when he's going to be starting to show things off.
And what a scary thought that is. TEKKZ currently 3 to the good on his unfavoured console here, the PlayStation 4. USTUN doesn't really know what's hit him. Marcelo now for USTUN. A goal here would be vital for not only the context of the game, Dan, but for USTUN's confidence as well.
He's not going to have any confidence. He hasn't had much of the ball. He hasn't had chances to strike on goal because TEKKZ has been defending so phenomenally. He's pushing out, he's pressing at the right times, he's switching correctly as well. He's just frustrating USTUN at this point. Look at the amount of red shirts that swarm USTUN as soon as he has the ball. TEKKZ, he means business here in this grand final.
And he's just not allowing USTUN even a foothold in this game. Being so direct with those through balls as well, and it will be a free kick here to TEKKZ as well. And Dan, we know how dangerous he can be from these set pieces.
I love TEKKZ in set pieces. Like, he just comes up with such creative flair. He's just going for a simple one here because he knows the position he's in, it's important he keeps possession.
USTUN will win the throw in there with the challenge coming in from Rio Ferdinand. Cancelo wins that head up. There is a little bit of space here for Mbappe. And now it's going to be CR7 inside the box. Fake shot. Little ball roll and a cricketa. But again, look at the pressure from TEKKZ here. He's just not allowing USTUN to even have a moment to think about the pass that he wants to make. He's just closing down that space. And that has to be so frustrating to play against.
Yeah, you can see USTUN's just trying to make that pass, trying to play that through ball. And a lot of players in this situation would probably step off. They would allow their opponent to have the possession. TEKKZ is saying, no, this grand final is not over. I know full well that USTUN has the goal-scoring capability. If he comes at me, if he gets 1 goal and gets a little bit of belief, that's a scary factor. So TEKKZ is making sure that he keeps on top of every single moment of this grand final.
There's a ball around the corner to Neymar then. Great ball inside as well. Marcelo does some good defensive work there for USTUN. Now Eusebio's going to bring it away towards the halfway line. And this hasn't been the script that USTUN would have wanted to have written after this first leg. He's got it all to do now. But if there's one player who can find 3 goals at any point in a match, it's that man in the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
I mean, the fact that he scored 57 goals this tournament in the 9 games that he's played is incredible, but he's not been going up against TEKKZ.
Here's Neymar inside the box, couple of cricketters, but the finish just not good enough there from USTUN. Didn't hit that green timing. And that might have been the difference between this game being 3-0 and 3-1. Header then towards the back post, there is a goal! USTUN has a foothold. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo with the header.
And it's not often I say this, Mark, but I think that might be a little bit of a mistake from TEKKZ, bringing David De Gea just a little bit too far off his line, expecting the ball to be pumped front post. But instead, it's slightly further outside. And Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, we've seen it all tournament long. Once he rises above everyone else, it's going into the back of that net.
Belief then reinstated here for USTUN. 2 goals the difference between the two players now. If he can steal another one just before we start our second leg as well, boy, are we in for a second leg.
It's whether he's going to get a chance, though. Knowing TEKKZ, he's going to keep this ball. He'll make sure the last attack of the game goes to him. Just recycle. If he sees a perfect opportunity, he will take it. However, if nothing jumps and springs in front of him, he'll be more than happy just to keep it here and play it patiently.
Just a couple of minutes of regulation time then left at the end of our first leg. TEKKZ just toying with USTUN here. Vieira spreads it out wide here to Marcelo. A little bit of room in the middle for Hullet.
This is so smart from TEKKZ. So smart, so important to keep the ball. He doesn't even need the last attack in theory. He just needs to make sure he finishes this game with a 2-goal advantage.
And look at that ball over the top though. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to take it down beautifully. He tries to get round the edge of Marcelo. USTUN with the chance here to get another goal back, and he does so! USTUN is back into this one. 2 goals back to back at the end of this first leg. He's back in this one.
And for all the credit I was giving TEKKZ for keeping the ball, when he just slipped up at the last moment, just giving it away and just giving USTUN a ticket right back into this grand final.
There is the final whistle then. And what a difference 10 minutes can make in game.
Well, here we go then. We're back underway. Thank you so much for bearing with us during that. And it is going to be a corner from TEKKZ. Thankfully, though, USTUN quick on the ball and making sure there's not going to be any little mistakes from his side of things.
Here's Neymar then. Little tackle comes in, though, from USTUN. And De Gea. Oh, that's
no!
very risky.
No!
Can you believe it? The author of his own downfall here. USTUN has just gifted a goal to TEKKZ.
And he's just tried to play a simple pass to the right back. But much like the Mbappe of real life, he's always there. He's always going to be pouncing on any sort of situation, any sort of opportunity to grab a goal. He is a poacher, both in real life and in FIFA. And TEKKZ is gifted a 2-goal cushion.
I almost feel for USTUN. What a mistake that is. And what a moment to do it as well. 2 goals now, the difference between the two players. USTUN, though, is going to get that interception. He needs to find some rhythm here, USTUN. And Vieira is going to disrupt that rhythm. Marcelo wins it back, though. Vieira into Mbappe. Here's Hullet. CR7 with the drag back. Little scoop turn. Tries to get the ball up in the air. Hullet almost squeezed it through to CR7. He's found the ball back. Look at this defensive wall of TEKKZ, though. USTUN trying so hard to break it down, but he just can't get through.
But look how quickly, as a pro player, you have to react to the situation. Several times, USTUN had the ball taken away from him, but it bounced straight back. And you have to be so quick to react.
Here's R9, and he's reacting quickest to the through ball. But the finish is pretty poor by TEKKZ's standards, just drags it wide. Now we are going to see a pause coming in.
And you can see, I feel like there is just a sense of being uncomfortable here. Camera changes. That is just USTUN saying, I'm not sure that I'm ready for this, in my opinion. If you're changing settings left, right, and center, to me, that's showing you weren't set up. You weren't ready for the occasion. And he's just not comfortable. And I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be comfortable if I played on my opposition console either.
USTUN has to find some sort of rhythm here. Maybe this ball down the line to Mbappe will help that. Mbappe versus Marcelo. He pops it into the box. Varane, though, beats Neymar to the ball. And for someone like USTUN to be whipping some crosses in after 40 minutes of this second leg, signs of desperation may be creeping in.
Yeah, sometimes you resort to what some people would say the cheap goals of trying to hit that ball back post. Here's TEKKZ.
And there's Cristiano Ronaldo. De Gea makes the save. Marcelo bring it away then for USTUN. Half-time just around the corner here. Goal at this point for USTUN or TEKKZ. So vital in this situation. Hullet coming forward now. Look at the run from Neymar. It's actually going to fall to Mbappe. Cristiano Ronaldo now. TEKKZ is trying to find an opportunity, and there might be one here for USTUN on the counter-attack.
Yeah, there's been some sloppy passes, I've got to say, from USTUN, and you can see by his body language, he keeps shaking his head as well, but he just needs that one bit of hope. Goes slightly backwards. I think it might have even been an offside, and that is going to be absolute heaven for TEKKZ now, as he can just keep the ball and get to half-time with this 2-goal lead.
And you just have to think about how that 2-goal lead has come about. A huge mistake from USTUN. And TEKKZ took full advantage of it. Mbappe now flicks the ball up, looks towards the back post to find Ronaldo once more! And he finds Ronaldo once more! Stoppage time at the end of the first half. And deja vu strikes as Ronaldo once again climbs highest.
And I can't count it on my fingers. I don't even think I can count it on my toes. How many times we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo rising above Marcelo, and TEKKZ is taking full advantage of that. All USTUN can do is put his head in his hands at this point as the final whistle will, the half-time whistle will blow. And he hasn't even had a shot on the Xbox. TEKKZ now with a 3-goal advantage. And he is so close to tasting victory, so close to his 3rd FUT Champions Cup, his 3rd undefeated tournament in the season.
There's the changes coming in here for USTUN as well. He's realised it's time to go. Nothing to lose in this situation for him. Needs to get these goals, needs to get them back quick. He's down by 3 at this stage in the game, and with just 45 in-game minutes. And the way that TEKKZ has been controlling the possession, USTUN knows it's now or never.
And he has to really throw everything forward here, which is going to leave him vulnerable at the back, and TEKKZ may be able to take advantage of that. USTUN has to play perfect FIFA from this point onward. That's not perfect FIFA.
Another sloppy pass, and it really has been almost an uncharacteristic performance so far from USTUN. And TEKKZ has had his life made pretty easy in that first half, to be honest with you. Neymar now down the left-hand side for TEKKZ. Here's Hullet. Hullet might just get the ball back here. He slides in, but Vieira's going to come away with the ball now. 2 men up top here for USTUN now, and he tries to find Neymar. Neymar in a foot race against Ferdinand. An old trusty Rio Ferdinand in that centre-back position for TEKKZ will once again clean up the mess.
But we did see in the first leg how quickly a 3-goal lead can be just closed down by an opponent. All it takes is maybe a mistake or a moment of absolute incredible ability from USTUN. He still does have time here. He knows that that clock is ticking down. He knows that he just needs one chance here to give him just a glimmer of hope. But it's whether TEKKZ is even going to allow that chance. He's going to keep starving USTUN of possession here.
Strong tackle there by Hullet, and that's a beautiful little lofted pass over the midfield into Neymar. TEKKZ just attacking that space, gets the ball back inside to R9 now. Hullet under pressure from Mbappe, and USTUN will get the ball back, and look at the players now streaming forward for him. Has to make these opportunities count as we hit the hour mark here in this game. Mbappe gets past one. Space here for Eusebio, ball almost drops there.
And those kind of shots aren't the shots that we were seeing from USTUN earlier in the tournament. They're desperate attempts. They're kind of almost just hopes towards FIFA of, please let this deflect and go out for a corner or go into the back of the net. Give me something in this grand final. As another pause is queued up from USTUN, as more changes have to come, he knows.
Ronaldo gets around the outside. Oh, and he's just bursting through everyone. R9 across to Neymar, drag back. Oh, Ruud Hullet comes in to spoil the party for USTUN. Neymar now gets dispossessed by Ruud Hullet. R9. Hullet, ball in back. There's a big chance here, and oh, De Gea makes the save. He makes a double save.
And it was almost like he had too much time with Cristiano Ronaldo there. He just tried to pass it in the back of the net because he saw the goalkeeper had drifted wide. But then De Gea quickly getting back to his lines, and that was really a chance to wrap this up if it wasn't already wrapped up for TEKKZ.
USTUN here is just trying to apply pressure, but FUT, he said it himself once, pressure makes diamonds. And he is not feeling the pressure in this situation whatsoever. He just keeps coming forward. 20 minutes left for FUT to collect yet another trophy in what has been an incredible year. Vieira into Ronaldo. Look at the space here for Hullet. Look at the space in behind for Neymar. Five-star weak foot, tries to drill it across goal. USTUN just hanging on. You can see a little shake of the head. I think he knows, with the time just ticking down here, that this one might have just slipped through his fingers.
18 minutes to get 3 goals, and that's just to take it to extra time as well. And you can see now that formation is about as attacking as you can get. I'm sure if he could have a 1-1-9, that would probably be the formation they put on the board. Constant pressure now, as he knows he has to just get something here. But even though we're crediting FUT and his goal-scoring ability and how he's been going forward, it's his defensive style and his defensive approach to the tournament that has impressed me even more. Including this grand final, he's only conceded 21 goals in, 10 matches?
Phenomenal.
Amazing stuff.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff from FUT, and I have to agree with you, his defensive play has been the standout for me. I was one of the players who, one of the people on the desk, who was asking questions of him recently. Started off the year so strong defensively and kind of slipped up a little bit in recent tournaments, but today has been the best of FUT, both going forward and defensively. And not only that, his ability to manage games as well has been superb. And look at the amount of players who are in the box here. FUT has pretty much got the pick of what he wants to do. It looks like he chose to have a shot and pick up the corner.
It's all about time management for FUT now. He can play this very smart. He can keep the ball away from M10 USTUN, and he will guarantee himself this trophy. And you can see the frustration for USTUN as the ball goes all the way back to the keeper.
He knows this is done.
But as soon as FUT feels like the job is done, when he knows there's no time left for USTUN, that's when he switches on the flare. That's when we start to see a little bit of showmanship from him. And he will try and entertain us, I promise you that.
Here's Marcelo then. You can see USTUN's doing everything he can. He's trying to push the offside trap. He's trying to get up the pitch. Neymar, though, is just trying to extend this lead here for FUT. USTUN now coming forward. Is there a moment of celebration for him left in this cross-console final? At the big dance. Ronaldo wins the header, though, for FUT. Here's Marcelo.
And we say 3 is the magic number, but for FUT it seems to be 4. It doesn't matter if it's 4 elasticos, 4 advanced fake shots. It's always 4 of something.
Here's Mbappe. Takes the ball towards that corner, just eating seconds off the clock here, F2TEKKZ. Experience on his side. He's been here before. And he's probably thinking about the end of that first leg as well, how he made those mistakes. Doesn't want to be repeating that.
It's probably time where we really should give credit to USTUN for what an amazing tournament he's had. From 21st in the Global Series rankings on PS4, all the way up to 5th with the 1,500 points he's secured. But unfortunately, like so many before him, he has fallen against the great that is F2TEKKZ.
Here's Ronaldo then, heel to heel, and there's just another one for FUT. 3-0 in this game, 6-2 on aggregate. He's on his way to another trophy.
And not only is he going to get his 3rd trophy, not only is he going to be unbeaten for 3 tournaments, but he's just taken the record of most goals in the tournament away from USTUN as well, just to rub salt in the wounds.
And you can hear him roaring at the moment. He knows how close he is. Just a few moments away now from being able to finally get his hands on that trophy. Heel to heel to get away from the defender. Perfect low-driven shot across goal. Nothing De Gea could do about it there. And this has been F2TEKKZ once again asserting his dominance over the competitive FIFA scene.
60 goals he's scored this tournament in 10 matches. The most he's done all season long. And for everyone, and even for USTUN, you just watch and learn.
Even Steven Gerrard is on the pitch, and F2TEKKZ has done it again. History keeps repeating itself at the moment. That man on your stage right now is your FUT Champions Cup champion!